Hey there, diviners. Tarot and Witchery here, and a while back I posted the Grim Tales Tarot review. And in that, I did a mock reading for the collective, and that's exactly what this is, that portion of the video. And I'm posting this here for two reasons, not 4 reasons or 3 reasons, 2 reasons. The first one being that I do feel like there were some great messages that came out. We are living in very interesting times. Things are emotionally big. And I thought that the reading really brought some things forward that give some tools for maybe working with this time and engaging with ourselves in productive ways. The second reason is that watching mock readings can really inspire you in your practice to maybe entertain the cards in a different way, but also if you're new to reading, then it can inspire you on how to read the cards or how other people read the cards. You learn different interpretations of different cards. This is mixing tarot and oracle, so I thought it was a good learning tool. So without further ado, let's jump into these 3 readings with 5 different decks. First thing I thought to work with was the Enchanted Earth Oracle by Jessica LaHound. I always feel like, am I saying that right? And the way I would work on with this one is I'm going to ask, what can we as a collective embrace right now for greater peace within our own souls? And I'm going to pull a card. Duality, balance, harmony, and integration. And then I think I would take this deck and I would open it up with some cards that sort of expound on that. Duality, balance, harmony, and integration. We are in a really polarized time right now, and I think it's important for us to remember the purpose of duality here in this existence is for each one of us to understand opposites, to find that balance, to move, to allow the pendulum to swing from one side to the other so that we can learn about different aspects of ourselves. And duality is not here to divide us. It's actually here to bring clarity, right? Because light and dark, when they come together, create shadow. If everything's all light, then we can't see anything. If everything's all dark, we can't see anything. So remembering that, what do we do right now to bring peace? The Lovers and the 8 of Pentacles. Well, that's interesting. And just to let you know, I looked over and found that I accidentally didn't grab the whole deck, and I just want to address this. It's okay. Just know that you're going to get the answer that you need at the right time, and you don't need to worry about if you find that you don't have a card in your deck. So I feel like the Lovers immediately opens up this idea of duality, right? Immediately with the imagery here. We have the light and the dark, and we have them coming together. We have them embracing each other. And love does that. It brings disparate energies together, covers it, embraces it, and creates something new. When we have 2 people come together, the 2 of them create something more than what they are by coming together. And so I think bringing, peace right now and embracing duality can really help in that way. And then we have the 8 of Pentacles here. And you see her sort of levitating over this sacred space that she's created in this candle. And there's a single candle. And I really feel like that speaks to knowing our own personal power and sitting in that. And I think when we do that and we embrace duality, we don't have to be afraid of the other. We can have peace because we're sitting in our own sovereignty. And that's really what I see in this card. Hey there, diviners. Did you know that I have a monthly tarot meetup? It's not just tarot, it's tarot and oracle. We get together and I cover some new subject every month, and we break out, we do different exercises, we talk with one another. It's really a lot of fun, and I think you'd be surprised at the different things that you learn by coming together with others and being a part of that collective mind and doing kind of these exercises together in a group and hearing and seeing what other people are doing with the cards. If you're interested in that, you can check that out at tarotandwitchery.com. Next up, I'm going to put 3 decks together at once. And hold on here, I've got everything turned around. I'm going to put 3 decks together at once. And I'm going to start off with the Murder Crows Tarot. I have a limited edition with the red on it, but this is still available. This is by Corrado Roy. I'm going to use the Crow Tarot by MJ Cullinan. And then I'm going to use the Grim Tales Tarot as well. So let's build on the idea of sovereignty here. Let's build on the idea of sovereignty and see what the cards have to say. Sovereignty is knowing our own personal power. It is who we are unapologetically without having to check in with the world around us. We are grounded in ourselves when we are in our sovereign power, and I think that's something that's really important for us right now. Hey everyone, sorry for all the camera angle changes. I'm having a hey diddly of a time. I'm rearranging this room, and this camera setup is really kind of tentative. All right. Sovereignty. What can we do to more fully embrace our personal sovereignty? Here's one from Grim Tales Tarot. Ten of Cups. Wow, you know, that's really interesting because it's known as the happy family card, and you see them like happy. Again, you see the light and the dark here embracing each other. Really, I mean, they're touching hands, but I think this links to our own sense of sovereignty in that we are composed of light and dark. We are composed of, you know, the things that we even are repulsed from, we possess within ourselves, and making peace with ourselves and our own duality can bring us into a sense of being in harmony with who we are. So the Crow Tarot. By the way, if you're interested in getting a reading from me, you can check out my website down below, tarotandwitchery.com. All right, Five of Swords. You know, you can see them here arguing with one another. Crows with swords. That's really wild. Oh no, this is Five of Wands. Excuse me, Five of Wands. So, you know, this is interesting because that's really about being a little bit more playful with ourselves, realizing that to test out your own sovereignty and realize who you are in your own power, that you can play around with different ideas of self, that you don't have to get so caught up in an idea of self that you cut out the possibility of understanding different aspects of yourself. And so having a playful touch, an experimental touch, can really bring you in touch with your sovereignty. And then the Murder Crows Tarot here. Wow. The Seven of Wands is an interesting card to get in here because it's usually about feeling kind of weary. I think we are as a collective a little bit weary right now. We're plodding through, and you can see he's plodding through. He's got these bloody boots on, and there's just like thorns ahead. And I think that this is the place where we choose to stand. Even though we're weary, we allow ourselves to stop and measure who we are. We realize that we've come this far and we can make it, and that maybe it's time to just kind of rest in who we are instead of before we push on, because we are going to face something more. In the traditional Rider-Waite, you would see him, he would be battling with other people. But in this one, we don't see that. And I think there's something powerful in going what this card is showing, which is a kind of a moment of respite and reflection. So in order to jump into our own sovereignty a little bit more, creating that space to reflect and realize just how much you've overcome and how that makes you who you are. And even though tough times can be ahead, you're ready to face it. So Fortitude, let's go ahead and use my last two decks together again. I'm going to be using the Wise Woman Oracle by Cheyenne Zarate. I really love her decks. I'm going to be using an oldie but a goodie, the Moonology Oracle cards by Yasmin Bolin and artwork by Nyx Rowan. And then, of course, I'm going to be using the Grim Tales Tarot as well. I'm going to try working with the Moonology card first as a jumping off point for this. So again, building on personal fortitude. The idea of personal fortitude as a part of our sovereignty. But how do we work with our own personal fortitude? What does that mean for us right now as a collective, and possibly you? If you haven't seen my Ideas for Oracle series, you should look that up in my playlist. So let's start with this, which is emotions are running high. Supermoon. Yep, I think emotions are running high right now in the collective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just get one card from the Grim Tales Tarot to kind of talk about that emotions running high. And again, we're asking how. We're asking how we can examine our own ways of fortitude. And of course, I guess in this instance, we would be doing it in the context of emotions are running high. So when emotions are running high, how do we pull on that fortitude? Page of Cups. To me, when I see this Page of Cups, I like this in the Grim Tales Tarot a lot. Yeah, that's a nice one. When I see that, it really makes me think, and I really love her face. It's kind of like, yeah, I got this. Of course, Cups is about emotion a lot of times. So we see here we've got this fish with many teeth in the cup. She doesn't seem bothered by it. Pages have a tendency to signify potentiality, much like the aces do, within the context of the element that it is talking about. So, you know, there's this sense of possibility on what our emotions can bring us. I mean, that's kind of the only thing I'm getting there. Sometimes we don't get a lot from a card, and that's okay, because I have a story that's building here. Don't forget, you can just have a story that builds. More words is not better. Actually, less words is concise. Emotions are running high. There are many emotions to choose from. There's many possibilities for those to bring me into fortitude. And now I'm going to choose some wise woman energy here to tell me, how do I put this all together? Okay, and this is the Wise Woman Oracle by Cheyenne Zarate. All right. The Nutcracker and Clara's Dance, Childlike Wonder. Oh, I don't even have to look up in the book. To me, immediately, I'm like, of course. I think a lot of times what happens is we get so caught up in the emotionality of a situation that we're swept away by it. But what if you had a sense of childlike wonder when these emotions were coming up? Instead of grabbing onto them and, you know, claiming them as absolutely your own, you kind of looked at them like something you'd never seen before, and you kind of turned it over in your hand and said, what is this? Because I think not every emotion is going to help us during this time to get where we need to be. It's not going to help you to be overly upset or think that it's doomsday. It's just not going to help. If you're one of those people that's falling down into existential dread, you know, it's not helping you. But having a little bit more childlike wonder, looking at things saying, you know, what could this emotion do for me? How can I maximize this emotion? We had the Five of Wands earlier. How can I play with that so that things are a little bit less serious? And in doing so, I think we can choose what we want to work with in order to help us get through the tough times. Again, that Seven of Wands. What can give us the fortitude to get through? And I do think it's being curious about this time. This is a time that's forging us in history. And if we remain curious about the energies and what they're doing for us, instead of really getting mired down in the mundane world aspects of it, we can see that there are other things going on, and really all you can control is yourself during this time. So taking these to heart, dialing it back from that confusing world and all the possibilities, and choosing what you want to engage with can really help you not just get through this time, but get through this time as a winner. I know that not everybody made it all the way to this point, so if you did, leave me a spooky emoji down below and let me know what you think about this Grim Tales Tarot, and what you think about me doing reviews like this where I do these mock readings. I think they can give us thoughts about our own world and the way that we are working with ourselves right now in this energy, but I also do it so that you can see how I read and how I link the cards together. So maybe you get some ideas on what will work better for you in your readings or what doesn't work for you in your readings, because I know that the way I do it is, it's not the best way, it's just my way. And I'm going to end on this note. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, I encourage you to do so below. I'm having monthly tarot meets. There's one in November that will be on the 15th, and you may want to sign up for that. They are super fun, and we talk about different subjects, and they are all about tarot and oracle. So if you don't read tarot, you probably do if you're here, but if you don't read tarot very well, I cover topics that can be used in oracle as well. Until we meet again, may you open yourself to the possibilities of how working with life can be different, just like this deck here, that not all the cards matched up exactly, but they allow me to see things from a fresh perspective. And I'm hoping that you can find that too during these challenging times.